Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden. In today's video we have a wild cheap car video. It's a typical cheap car video from Mark Roden. You guys know that's happening, but today we're doing it on 10 cars plus one honorable mention, so 11 cars that you can find for less than $1,000 in 2025. Now I want to make it abundantly clear that I am not recommending buying any of these cars, okay? I want to make that super clear. Any car under 1K nowadays is obviously going to have problems, if not immediately after you buy it, within a couple months after you buy it. I mean, it's just out of the question nowadays, unfortunately. However, for the people that are literally balling on the tightest budget of all time, here you go. I got 10 cars for you for less than $1,000. Again, just want to make it very, very crystal clear that it is... I'm not recommending it. These cars are going to have problems. That's all I want to say before I get a ton of comments, people being like, oh my god, you're not finding one of those for under $1,000 that's running and in good condition. You're right. You are right. You're not finding any one of these for under $1,000 that's in good condition. However, you can find them running. Also, guys, I know I promised that I would stop rambling in the intro, but I have to mention this. It's at that time of year now. I live in Connecticut, for those who don't know, and it's at that time of year now where like the weather's changing drastically. So we literally just had snow like 3 days ago, and now today it's like 60 degrees and beautifully sunny out. But what that means is it messes with your sinuses, dudes. It literally is like the weirdest thing. Like, you wake up, you gotta wear a hoodie, but then halfway through the day you're taking the hoodie off because you're too hot, and it messes with your sinuses a bunch. So I have like a sore throat and I'm gonna be a little nasally today, and so if you hear that, I apologize. The song of the day is called Beamer, Benz, or Bentley by Lloyd Banks. Dude, such a freaking classic, hood classic, certified hood classic. Go give it a listen. These like early 2000s rap songs are they're just so like, make me so happy, even though I cannot relate to them at all. Except I do want a Beamer, but I don't want a Benz or a Bentley. I just can't relate to them in the slightest bit, but I love them. But without further ado, let's get right into it though with number 10. And that, my friends, is going to a Chevy Tahoe, second generation. I know these you can find for less than $1,000, and you want to know why? Because my dad is selling one for $800. So I know you could find these things running and driving for less than $1,000. And I've always known these cars my whole life. They've been my mom's car. Pretty much our family's a big Chevy family. My mom obviously needed an SUV, so my dad bought her a Chevy Tahoe, and it was this generation pretty much when I was growing up. And so I love these things. The car comes with a 4.8 liter V8 making 275 horsepower, and it is 4x4. Obviously that sounds pretty impressive, but keep in mind it's an SUV. I mean, these things weigh 2.5 tons, I think, actually. So 275 horsepower, that's not obviously that great. It's an SUV, and I actually do think there are people out there that do like lifting these things, but even if that's not you, I do think more car guys and just guys in general, especially if they're younger, because chances are if you're watching this video you're probably a younger guy, I think people that are younger should look into buying SUV four-door vehicles, because dude, I can't stress enough how nice it is to have a vehicle that can fit all your friends in it when you're a younger guy. Back in my PT Cruiser, it was so much fun to be able to drive all my friends around, and this will do the job even better than the other cars. Coming in at the number 9 spot, however, is more towards the obvious, car guy side of things. The unfortunate truth, though, is even though obviously we are car guys and we want to have cars that are slightly cooler, if you are looking at finding a car for less than $1,000, your options are very, very limited anyways. So I tried my best to find cars that would, like, apply to car guys, but it was very hard. Either way, 9th place is the Honda Accord 7th generation. These cars come with a 2.4 liter inline 4 making 160 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. That is a K series, and these are actually cars that are somewhat wanted by the car community, so that's a good thing. Any K series powered car is pretty good. The only problem is the K series you're going to be getting for less than $1,000 is it's going to be a ticking time bomb. Like, yes, Honda motors are reliable, don't get me wrong, but like I said, anything under 1K is just questionable, man. Coming in at 8th place, I used to think was a really cool car, and then I kind of grew up a little bit. But back when I was a wee little lad, I used to love these things. It's the Ford Focus first generation. The first ever generation of the Focus. The reason why I liked it is because it was back in like Need for Speed Underground and Underground 2, and back in those games they made it look like one of the coolest cars out there. Nowadays, yeah, they're not that loved, but that's a good thing for you if you want one, because they're dirt cheap. The car comes with a 2 liter inline 4 making 130 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. It is a slight like tuner car, don't get me wrong, but at the same time the SVT is the one that you're probably thinking of when it comes to like the actual tuner cars. And so the base model first gens, which are the ones you're going to find under 1K, aren't the best. If so far, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for just tuning potential, so far the best one is definitely the Accord. Okay, so when doing research for this video, what I mean by research is typing in cars for sale on Facebook Marketplace and putting the maximum price to $1,000 and just scrolling through and finding them. A couple of the cars that I came across were the BMW 325 Xi E46. And most of them were in the description were saying they were running and driving, but obviously they had a significant number of miles. E46s are probably one of the coolest cars on this list. As a matter of fact, I think it is the coolest car on this list. E46s are really, really cool cars. However, they're at the number 7 spot because obviously any German car for less than $1,000 is quite literally like you're just driving an actual time bomb. The car comes with a 2.5 liter inline 6, making 184 horsepower, and it is all-wheel drive. It's actually pretty good that it is all-wheel drive because they have obviously rear-wheel drive variants of it, but the rear-wheel drive E46s are eaten up by all the drifters now, so those ones are actually kind of rising in price, whereas the XIs that are all-wheel drive are still staying at the cheap point that they deserve to be. And another one coming in at the number 6 spot, and the other is another German just death trap if we're under $1,000, but it's the Audi A4 B5. It kind of falls into the same category, I guess you could say, as the E46. They're both German sedans, both pretty cool looking, both tuner-oriented cars. But this one I do think is slightly better than the E46, at least for less than $1,000. Like overall, do I think an E46 is better than an A4? No. But for less than $1,000, I think this will be the better option. The reason why is because it comes with a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline 4, making 150 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Whoa. Audi A4s are all wheel drive there, Marcosaurus. Listen, you're not finding a quattro all-wheel drive A4 for less than $1,000. The one you're going to find is going to be a front-wheel drive one. And the 1.8T, while it is turbocharged, and so all that means is that there can be more problems, they do tend to be a lot more reliable than pretty much any BMW motor, especially during the E46 era. So I would recommend the A4 B5 over the E46. But in terms of fun, I don't know. That's where it gets questionable. Coming in at 5th place is a car that I've actually gotten a couple of comments multiple times in my videos telling me that I should mention in one of my videos. And so here it is, the Toyota Matrix. Yeah, there's actually like a little bit of a community behind these cars. I never knew that. I've never knew that people liked these cars that much, but they do. There are some people out there that likes them. Every time I've seen them, I always just kind of think they're just regular old grandma cars, but hey, whatever. The car comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4, making 130 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. That is a Toyota motor, so it's probably pretty reliable. It's probably pretty good on gas. And like I said, there is a little bit of a community behind them, so there is some, aftermarket support for this car. And you can definitely have fun with a Toyota Matrix is what I'm trying to get at. Let me put it this way, it's a more fun car than the PT Cruiser was. And so there you go. I mean, it's something. And on top of that, it's a hatchback, so you can carry your friends around in it and stuff like that and not really have to worry that much. I'm not personally sold on it, but compared to the rest of the cars we talked about so far, I do think this is the best deal so far. However, coming in at 4th place is just a car that refuses to rise in price. Like I'm sure you can find a video of me saying that this car, the Volvo 240 is what it is. I guarantee you can find a video of me 2 years ago saying that this car will be rising in price soon, and I would be horribly wrong. Because I thought it would. Everybody thought it would. But for some reason, the Volvo 240 just stays dirt cheap. They never go up in price. Even though there's so many people that like them now, so many people know about the Volvo 240, they are still just cheap. They just do not rise in price. The car comes with a 2.3 liter inline 4, making 114 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. A very, very fun platform to have compared to everything that we've talked about so far. There's obviously not a lot of rear wheel drive cars left under $1,000 nowadays, or even like $2,000 or $3,000, because rear wheel drive cars are yet again eaten up by the drifters. But the Volvo 240 is one of the ones that you still can, and they are reliable. And if they do break, they're insanely easy to work on. They're like literally Legos, these cars. So overall, it's a great starting car, and you can have a lot of fun with it and just thrash it around and not really have to worry. Alrighty, lads, coming in at the third spot on this list, the bronze medal, is going to the wonderful Subaru Impreza 2.5 RS blah blah. Obviously, we usually talk about the WRXs over here on the Mark Roden channel, but today we are not able to afford a WRX. Any WRX for less than $1,000, run away from that car. Do not buy that car. However, the Impreza 2.5 RS that's a slightly different story. The car comes with a 2.5 liter flat 4, making 160 horsepower, and it is all-wheel drive. I know what you're thinking. Well, Subarus have a lot of head gasket issues. They tend to be unreliable. They do. However, this engine was put in like every Subaru of the early 2000s, and there's millions of them driving around. So if you do end up having major head gasket issues in your blah blah, your 2.5 RS blah blah, I should say, you could very, very easily just find another 2.5 engine and put it back in there. I know it's not like obviously ideal or whatever, but it can be done. And then on top of that, the Impreza platform I think is the best platform of all the cars that Subaru made with the 2.5. I mean, like the other ones are like the Legacy, the Forester, And I'm sure there's one or two more that I can't think of right now. And like I said, the Impreza is just, in my opinion, the best platform of those. But yeah, I mean, second place on this list, it just kind of makes sense. It's pretty obvious that cheap cars, it's going to be there somewhere. It's the Toyota Camry 4th generation. Obviously, in terms of fun, this is one of the, probably, as a matter of fact, the worst car on this list for that. They're not fun, is what I'm trying to get at. Camrys are not fun cars. Everybody knows that. They are daily drivers that get you from point A to point B. But they come with a 2.2 liter inline 4, making 136 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. And compared to what we talked about so far, that's not horrible. Like the Matrix had 130, the Focus had 130, the Volvo 240 had 114, given that one was rear wheel drive, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. And then on top of that, dude, you know what's more fun than a car that's like has 160 horsepower? A car that runs. And at least the Camry, you can be pretty sure is going to run. This is the only car on this list besides number 1, where it's like, even after seeing them under 1K, it's still not even that sketchy to go buy it. I mean, it's still obviously a little sketchy, but compared to like every other car, it's a Camry, man. It might still be fine. All right, but the honorable mention for today's video is actually not just one specific vehicle, but kind of a whole bunch of vehicles kind of bunched together into one. It's literally like any beat up early 2000s, late 90s pickup truck. Literally any one of them. Obviously, you know, the bigger the vehicle is, the better. But if you can find like a 1999 Dodge Dakota, that's a great option in my opinion. Obviously, the engines are completely varying and the horsepower is completely varying depending on which truck you actually end up getting. But overall, it's no secret that trucks are a very, very useful tool to have, especially as like a first vehicle or something. And if you can find one that's running and driving and is pretty decent for less than $1,000, I say jump on it. But first place, in my opinion, after scouring the Facebook marketplace posts and trying to find the best car for less than $1,000, the one that I came across that actually popped up multiple times is the Honda Civic 7th generation. It pretty much has everything that the Camry has in terms of, like, you know, reliability because it's a Civic, but it also has a little bit of fun sprinkled in there too, which is just kind of a good, perfect combination. The car comes with a 1.7 liter inline 4, making 115 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. And just like cars like the E46 we talked about earlier, this is the type of car where it's kind of at its bottom, the bottom of its depreciation curve. Nobody appreciates 7th generation Civics right now. Everybody wants a 6th gen. The 8th gens are a little bit too much money. They're still kind of on the downtrend. And so the 7th gens are right in that perfect little gray area, just like the E46, where nobody really talks about them. Nobody really wants them or whatever. And that means that you can scoop them up for dirt cheap. And it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a Civic. It's going to be just as reliable as any other Civic before. It's still a Civic. It's still going to take power and want to be tuned just as much as any other Civic. It's still lightweight, still fun to throw around in corners, still reliable as hell. Is it uglier than the vast majority of Civics? Yeah, I agree with that. Are you, do you have a car that's definitely, not the most respected car in the car community? Yeah, but you also only have $1,000, so I do think a 7th generation Civic is a very, very good option for that price. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the top 10 best cars, I guess, for less than $1,000. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd like to see in the comment section down below. I know this was a bit of a, crazy video. Oh, also check the links in the description below for all my social medias and stuff. I keep forgetting to say that at the end of the videos, but yeah, that's what, go give it a check. But either way, yeah, I know this video was different, and like I said, I guarantee even after explaining it in the intro, there are going to still be people that complain and be like, you're not finding a running, driving version of a Toyota Matrix for less than 1K. It's just not happening. Like, dude, that's kind of what I said in the beginning. Like, it's going to be very hard to even find any car running and driving for less than $1,000. But these are the ones that I saw consistently on Facebook Marketplace, where at least the description was saying it was. Again, who knows how long that'll actually last, but that's what the description was saying. So I want to make it very clear, though, that if anybody is watching this video that's younger and it's actually planning on going and looking at one of these cars for less than $1,000, please, for the love of God, bring somebody with you that knows what they're doing, because these cars are going to have problems. They're $1,000. It's 2025. Cars for $1,000 are just, they're literally ticking time bombs. They're just, it's sketchy, is all I'm trying to say. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna go take a drink of water, because God, it's getting toasty out here up in Connecticut, guys. It's getting toasty around these parts. But either way, thank you guys. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.